Hello and welcome. I'm JoeNova, and this is a simplified guide to the brand new Gauntlet Ops Onslaught Raid Monolith Falls in Destiny Rising. So whether you're a vet just looking for an easy guide or a brand new player to Destiny raids, you've come to the right place. So feel free to sit back and take in all that I have to teach you. And if you found it useful, feel free to drop a like and subscribe. Our first encounter is a break-in, and for those of you familiar with Destiny raids, you'll find this encounter very familiar. The goal of this encounter is to work together with your teammates to get all 6 members of your team across the bridge to the other side and unlock the door to your loot and rewards. But it's never that easy. I would highly recommend Wolf and Gwyn for this encounter to deal with the impact and spread Sheikahs and the solar and void shields. Yolder and Ikora are also great backups. At the start of the encounter, your team will split into 2 groups of 3, one heading to the left and another heading to the right. Your goal here is to take down the enemies that spawn, which importantly include 1 impact Sheikah, an enemy holding a key, and after those are defeated, a servitor who is locking down this platform. Once your 2 groups have dealt with your enemies, you will dedicate 1 person from each team to pick up the key that was dropped, and the other 2 members of each team will stand on this platform to form the bridge. The 2 members with keys will then proceed to head across the formed bridge, heading to the building ahead of them. Once inside, you'll find a Fallen with a Scorch Cannon hidden behind a barrier on the left and right side of the room. One of your 2 teammates need to head to one of these Fallen and use your key to enter their barrier, defeat them, and steal their Scorch Cannon. Once you have obtained it, you will then be able to shoot the first lock on the door, blocking your way from your loot, and you have successfully completed Phase 1. From here, it's pretty much a rinse and repeat. During Phase 2, the 4 players at the start defeat all the enemies, get their keys, and build the bridge, while the 2 players on the other side clear ads till the 2 new key holders make their way across, grab a Scorch Cannon, and shoot the second lock. The third and final phase is the only point where things change up a bit. The 2 people left at the start now only have to worry about finding their 2 keys, and the 4 players across the bridge now need to stand on these 2 new platforms here and here to help the last 2 members cross the bridge and finally regroup together. Once they're across, have grabbed their Scorch Cannons and shot the final lock on the door, all you have left to do is clear the room of all of the enemies. Rip apart the Sheikahs, the Yellow Bar Captains, and Shanks before time runs out, and the doors will open and the encounter will finish, allowing you to grab your loot, and if you're lucky, receive the exclusive exotic for this encounter, the Arc Crossbow Mahamayuri. I don't know if I pronounced that right. The second encounter is called the Menace Above, and your goal here is to track down the batteries needed to return power to the central elevator in the room so you can leave and make your way to the final encounter. The best characters for this encounter, I believe, are Nyingfei and Wolf to deal with the Void and Arc Shields, as well as the Spread and Auto Sheikahs throughout the area. If you don't have those leveled, Ikora and Yolder work as great backups. At the start of this encounter, you will receive a simple tutorial for the mechanics of the rest of this encounter, so remember this. On the main monitor, you'll see a symbol, and next to it you will find 4 more monitors, all with their own symbols. One of these monitors will have a symbol that matches the inside of the symbol on the main monitor, and a second monitor will have a symbol that matches the outside of the symbol on the main monitor. Walk up to those 2 monitors and activate them, and you will see the monitors turn green and some batteries will spawn. 2 of your teammates will pick up these batteries and use them as barriers to help your teammates walk through the field of electricity, blocking your way forward. You can then jump down to the main room of the encounter and have your 2 battery holders deposit their batteries into the side of the elevator. Now that we're in this room, we will once again split into 2 groups of 3, each going to their own monitors and teleporters and holding down those locations. Each team will have 1 player enter their teleporter and they will be sent to their own room by themselves. And here they will need to defeat a giant servitor that spawns to make a symbol appear on the monitor behind it. And just like the first room, you need to find the 2 symbols on monitors behind you that match the symbols on the main monitor and activate them. While the solo players are doing this, other players in the main room will be slaying all the enemies that spawn, and after killing their own servitor, will get their own monitor symbol that they need to match to 2 monitors near them as well. Once both teams have accomplished these goals, the teammates in the main room will then be teleported into the room with their solo group member. More enemies will now spawn, but most importantly, a yellow bar captain with a scorch cannon. Once he is defeated, one player can pick up the cannon, shoot the 4 locks in the pillars around the center of the room to unlock the battery in the center of the room. One of your teammates needs to pick this up and use its barrier to allow your teammates to walk through the electrified fields. You'll continue down these hallways defeating enemies and blocking more electric fields till you get to the final room. Here you'll need to kill another Sheikah and a Captain to get another Scorch Cannon to unlock this final door and reach the teleporter back to the main room. Once back to the main room, you can take your battery and slam it into the back of the elevator and complete phase 1. All you have to do now is repeat everything you just did one more time, and you'll unlock the door to the elevator and make your way up to your loot, and once again, if you're lucky, maybe get the exclusive exotic for this encounter, the Arc Shotgun, the Octant Riot Disperser. You are now ready to take on the third and final encounter, Izakis' Tabernacle, and your goal here is pretty simple. Find a way to stun his New Walker body and put an end to his reign of terror. Tan2 and Gwyn are extremely powerful in this encounter to deal with the Void and Solar Shields, as well as the Impact and Piercing Sheikahs. On top of this, Gwyn and Tan2 have some of the best boss DPS in the game. At the start, you will once again split into 2 groups of 3. Each dedicated to dealing with enemies on the left and right sides of the room. Work together to defeat the Sheikahs and other enemies, and eventually Izakis will jump from the center of the room to the left side of the room. At this point, everyone needs to work together to clear the enemies and defeat the 2 yellow bar captains with Scorch Cannons, so you can use them to destroy the electric pillars next to Izakis. Keep in mind that while you're trying to defeat these captains, Izakis will constantly slam the ground, sending out electric shockwaves that need to be jumped over, or you can stand on some of the boxes around the arena to avoid them entirely. After destroying the 2 arc pillars, Izakis will jump to the right side of the room, and you will need to repeat the same process of defeating captains, jumping over electric waves, and shooting arc pillars. After destroying the arc pillars on the right side, Izakis will return to the center of the room. Now, you will return to your 2 groups of 3, dealing with enemies on the left and right. After a short period of time, an Impact Sheikah will spawn on the left and right side of the map, blocking the teleporters behind them. You need to take them out so one player on each team can enter the teleporters. The solo players who entered the teleporters will now be in a new area and will be confronted by a wave of some enemies, and after they're defeated, the monitor in front of them will display a red glowing part of the boss. You can either call this out to your teammates, or what I would more likely recommend, hold your ping button down to bring up a choice wheel and select what image matches the one on the screen. This image will then display to everyone on your fire team. Back in the main room, the 4 players left there now must deal with a few things. Another wave of enemies, and Izakis now shooting missiles at you that will fall from the sky, along with the observers that also appear on the walls in front of you. Make sure you shoot these as soon as you see them, or they will trap you and most likely cause you to die unless a teammate can save you. Once your solo teammates call out the weak points for Izakis, you can find the matching red glowing spot on him that matches the picture your teammate sent you and shoot it until it's destroyed. If you destroy the 2 proper weak points, your solo teammates will rejoin you and damage phase will begin. Izakis will become stunned and his face will open up, revealing a weak spot that can be shot. For damage phase, it's very helpful to have a Tan2 drop his super to help you deal more damage or stay alive, and then use all of your heavy ammo you have to deal as much damage as possible. If you don't do enough damage to finish him off in one phase, you'll need to repeat everything you just did again till you're able to finish him off. The only difference after the first round of damage is that the shockwave barriers Izakis sends out are twice as high, meaning you have to jump over them instead of just standing on a box to avoid them. If you're able to finish off Izakis and send him back to the scrapyard, you'll get yourself the final loot chest of the raid, and hopefully the exclusive exotic for this encounter, the Void LMG Gallows. Now, hopefully this guide helped you out, and if it did, why don't you help me out a little bit and drop a sub or a like below. I appreciate it, and shoot me some comments on what you thought of the raid and what your favorite part was. Thanks again, and I hope everyone has a super Nova day.